Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, welcome to post-game reaction, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Florida, Edmonton, the rematch, round 2, and fight. Fight and fight they shall. Fight and fight they did. Oilers win 4-3 in overtime. Now, because of that, we are going to play some Let's Go Baby and some La Bamba. Catch you in a second. Now, of course, it couldn't be a Florida Panther Edmonton Oilers series without a little bit of controversy. And we'll get into that, and we'll get into the whole debate. Was it a goal? Wasn't it a goal? Was it goalie interference? Wasn't it goalie interference? And I'll be very objective. I'll be as objective as I possibly can, despite me being the Oiler guy. Like the shirt, pop it, it's good. Now, Oilers start off hot. A minute and some seconds into the first period, Leon Draisaitl does something he didn't do last final, score a goal, assisted by Kapanen and Wollman. That line between Draisaitl, Kapanen, and I don't know who the other forward. I think Evander Kane's on that line. Draisaitl, Kapanen, and Kane. Chef's kiss. Chef's freaking kiss. Now, of course, Florida gets a power play. Now, this is where the shenanigans kind of start for me when it comes to the officiating. It's offside. Clearly offside. McDavid touched the puck. Put the puck back. Over the line. And Perry touches it. Whistle blows. Offside, carry on. Oh, but wait, there's more. Simultaneously, as Perry touches the puck to go offside with his skate, his stick comes up and he high sticks a Florida Panther player. To me, the offside overtakes the penalty. Whistle's dead, plays dead. There's no scrum, plays dead, right? Should be no power play. Oh well, it is what it is. Ugh. I apologize, man. It's been a couple of days. This personally, it's not good, but we'll move on. Florida power play, no goal. It's okay. The Oilers still have a really good penalty kill, and then that thing that we have to talk about. That thing we have to discuss. Was it a trip? Wasn't it a trip? I've looked at it on probably 17 different angles, 3 different broadcasts, still footage, picture footage, slowed it down, and this is what I have for you. It wasn't a trip by Kulak. It was a smart play by Bennett. Bennett knew that he had 2 players behind him. One to the left, one to the right. If he moved backwards, he was going to get tripped. If he knew that if he continued to push back, he was going to do one of 2 things. Thing number 1 is the defense were going to go back up with him, and they'd be right on top of Skinner. Shots coming in, chances of Skinner making the save is good, but the rebound control will be bad, and he could pop that goal in for himself. Thing number 2 that happened, and I will not say Sam Bennett is a dummy. I think he's a prick. I think he's a little something, but a dumb hockey player Sam Bennett is not. Sam Bennett is a very smart hockey player. He knew exactly what he was doing. So he falls. But as he's falling, he makes sure to give the elbow to Stuart Skinner to make sure that Skinner gets out of the way. Puck hits him while he's in the crease. It's his goal. His 11th of the playoffs. 1-1. Oilers do the right thing. Oilers do the thing they should have done. They challenge. And again, I'm going to say this with all due respect to Florida Panther fans and all due respect to everybody, and as unbiased as I can do it. I've read the rule book. I've seen the rules. Everything. Oh, God. Excuse me. Everything. And I mean everything according to the rules says that's a no goal. Incidental contact with a goalie is no goal and should have been overturned. But it is the finals. It is Florida. It is Edmonton. Did you expect anything less when you have these two Fugazi referees in Wes McCauley and Francois Chiron reffing an Oilers game? Now remember this. Remember when I say puck don't lie, butterfly effect? There's reasons I say that. I'm not just saying it to be an asshole. I'm saying it because it's true facts. Anyways, of course, the coach challenges. It gets it gets upheld. Back to the power play. The Florida Panthers go their second power play of the game. Now, I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to break down the goal and why I love and hate this Oilers team and why I think this series is over already. And there's me, a lot of you that are going to come at me in the comments. What do you mean? Oilers are up 1-0 and the series is over? Yes, for 2 reasons. Now, here it is here. Here's the Brad Marchand goal. Up for you, visualizer. Now, here, I'm going to pause it here. Oilers have Nurse, Bouchard, Henrique, and Hopkins on the ice right now. So I'm going to do my magic. Oh, man, I need to really have some coffee or something. Then again, it is 11 p.m. on Tuesday night. Sorry, guys, I couldn't get this video out sooner. Otherwise, I definitely would have. As you guys can see, my little marker here. Now, see how you got Nurse here, Bouchard here. Perfect placement. Like, good engagement. Right where they should be. Marchand, the eventual goal scorer. Bennett has the puck here. Now, we're going to play a little bit. I'm going to pass it back. This is what I mean by the Oilers are still in good shape for this goal. They're still in good shape. Like, I wouldn't say that this goal was on anybody particular. It's just when you see a power play, you see them move the puck. And Florida Panthers move the puck better than most teams. So here it is here. We're going to pause it right here. Oilers are still in good shape. Nurse knows he's got Marchand coming. Bouchard kind of knows he's got to get better gap control on Verhaeghe. But here it is here. So Henrique has Bennett. Hopkins kind of has Rodrigue going one way. He's got him, so he's either got to turn back and go and open up space, or he needs to go down to the corner and hope for a lucky pass. Well, he does neither. He puts it perfectly off the boards. Still, Oilers are in good shape. They know what their gap assignments are. And in a second here, you're going to show you where it went wrong. Right there. Did you see that? Did you see the subtle? Where it went wrong is instead of getting better recognition by Hopkins and coming up and taking away the shot, or the pass, he lets Schmidt, say what you want to call him, make a crisp. And I've got nothing against this pass. This is a crisp, beautiful freaking pass. Most NHL defensemen can't make this pass. See, that's where Hopkins messed up. Like, I wish Hopkins would have read the play a little better, but I'm not blaming Hopkins on it. It was just a beautiful play by Florida, because 9 times out of 10, 88 is going to pass the puck back down to Rodrigue. 9 times out of 10, that puck is being passed back down to the half wall and open up a lot more space. For the 2-on-1 situation in front of the net. Why am I saying that? Because later on in the game you'll see why that's important. Instead, he and I mean crispy, passes to Marchand. It's on Marchand's stick and off his stick. Stuart Skinner didn't stand a chance. I'm not upset by the penalty kill. I'm not upset by the challenge. Challenge it every time. That you lose 50% of them, I'm okay with it. Now, obviously, just like that, we've got a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and Florida has the 2-1 lead. Now, here's another goal where Oilers get a power play. Oilers get a power play for 5 seconds. All right, 5-second power play. Lindell gets an interference call on McDavid. Penalty. Corey Perry gets a tripping call against Sam Bennett, but that play happens 7 times in a game, only gets called once. Okay, cool. And we got 4-on-4 for 10 seconds. Alright, so now the Oilers get their second power play. For 30 seconds, they get a 30-second power play. No goal. Go to the second period. Excuse me, man. And wouldn't you know it, Sam Bennett gets a breakaway. Now, if you watched live and you had the ability to do what I had to do, I watched it on my laptop on the TNT broadcast. I paused it, I rewound it, I zoomed in on it. He's half a stride offside. Now remember, this is important. Oilers already used their challenge in the goalie interference, so they couldn't challenge this offside play. And it comes in handy when you're the Florida Panthers, knowing that the other team can't challenge. So you're going to do a little bit sneakier stuff. You're going to run the goalie a little bit extra. You're going to be that half a stride offside, knowing 9 times out of 10 the linesman's going to miss it, and you got a prime scoring opportunity like Sam Bennett had. He scores on it. Had the Oilers had a challenge, they would have looked at it. Excuse me, man, I gotta stop yawning. This is nuts. They would have looked at it, and then they would have challenged, and it would have been a successful one. It still would have been 2-1 Florida. Instead, it's 3-1 Florida, and we're sitting on our hands, and we're throwing stuff, and we're upset by it. We're not upset by the Oilers and their lack of effort or effort, therefore. What I was upset by was the circumstances of everything. You have to call that a no goal on the ice. Like, a player's in the crease and the goalie's being pushed out of the way. That's obviously any referee with any ilk in any league will know, okay, let's err on the side of caution. Let's call it a no goal. Have Florida challenge. And if it gets reversed, so be it. But if the play stands, oh well. No harm, no foul. They just lose their challenge. No, instead we got 2 incompetent referees. We call it a goal on the ice. We keep it up and keep it a goal. And it butterfly effects from there. Now, who had Victor Arvidsson scoring on their bingo card in this game? Nobody. Victor Arvidsson scores a goal, makes it 3-2 for Florida. His second goal of the playoffs, assisted by Podkolzin and Bouchard. Oilers get another power play. The final power play is going to get called up until the unfortunate over the glass. So any type of infraction, the refs let them play. I wish I wish upon a shooting star that the referees would let the players play from the puck drop to the final buzzer. Call the egregious. Call the blatant. Call the ones that absolutely, positively take away a scoring chance. Call them. Absolutely call them. Too many men on the ice, gotta call. Puck over glass, have to call, obviously. But everything else, the ticky-tack, little slash here, little slash there, little trip here, little trip there, little hook here, little hook there. If you don't want to call those in the third period and overtime, don't call those in the first and second periods. That's all I'm going to say. If you don't call them late in the game, don't call them early in the game. Be consistent. I don't care if you're consistently bad or consistently good. Just be consistent. Now, we get into the third period. Oilers are down a goal. It's still 3-2, and we're like, well, Florida never gives up the lead. They don't lose. They're 30-0 in the playoffs when leading after 2. Now they're 30-1. But I digress. Anywho's, we got Matthias Mother Ekholm, the Viking himself, scoring his first goal of the playoffs, assisted by McDavid and Kapanen. Man, it's good to have Kapanen in this series. It is good to have Kapanen on this lineup. I won't harp on the negative with everybody and the people that are not here, the people that are here. Now, this is where it gets fun. This is where it gets good. Shots after 1 were 14-7 for the Oilers. Shots after 2 were 17-8 in that period for Florida. In the third period, they're 14-2 for the Oilers. So you're thinking to yourself, so first period, Oilers dominated, but ended up being down 2-1. Second period, Florida dominated, and that period was tied 1-1, so Florida had still the 3-1 lead. Sorry, they had the 3-2 lead, so they kept their lead. But, man, that doesn't make any sense. It does. Stuart Skinner stood on his freaking head that second period. Yes, he's known to give up the softies. But for that second period, there's overtime because of Stuart Skinner. Now, I'm going to tell you some numbers, and you tell me who the better goalie was. 42-46. 4 goals against, 913 save percentage. 29-32, 3 goals against, 906 save percentage. The first numbers were Bobrovsky's. The second numbers were Stuart Skinner's. Bobrovsky, and this is why I hate analytics and advanced stats and all that stupid bullshit so much, by right and by crook, by hook, by crook, Bobrovsky was a better goalie. So if you're saying that, Florida should have won that game. Right? If you're saying that Bobrovsky's the better goalie stats-wise, then how did the Oilers win? The Oilers won because they, again, hit, forechecked, didn't back down, and didn't give up the premium scoring chance in the third or overtime. They gave up chances, but they weren't premium high danger chances like they were in the second. And honestly, if you're an Oiler fan, all you want from Skinner is to steal a period. I'm not saying steal a game. I'm not saying be perfect in the period. But just steal a period. Where you're getting outplayed, outworked, outshot, out everything in a period, you just make those saves. Don't ask how, just make the save. And your team is going to rally around you in the third. And that's exactly what happened here. So, Ekholm scores his first. We are 3-3 going into overtime, where shenanigans happened. Kapanen had a breakaway. Nice save by Bobrovsky. And then we had a puck over glass by Nosak. Again, Oilers get a power play. And who do you think is the beneficiary of it? Draisaitl, assisted by McDavid and Corey Perry. And this is, and I'll get to you guys, I'll get to what I said earlier in the video about why I think Florida is cooked. Why I think the Florida Panthers are done in this series. Will it be a sweep? No, I won't put that disrespect on the Florida Panthers. But it could possibly be a gentleman's sweep or 6-game. Right here, the Florida Panthers penalty kill is very aggressive. The defense in general for the Florida Panthers are very aggressive. And the Edmonton Oilers are a very quick transition team. They're built that way on purpose. Almost like, you know what, I'm gonna kind of pull back the curtains and I'm gonna talk out of school. I'm gonna spill the tea. Almost like Stan Bowman knew who the fuck they were going to play against in the finals. We need more puck movers. We need faster defense that can move the puck up to the quick forwards. We need guys that won't allow pucks to be in our zone for too long. Almost like he knew they were going to play against the Florida Panthers, who have their D constantly activating, constantly pushing, constantly causing chaos, constantly pushing the play. And it proved very vital and very important for the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers are going to fix their PK. They now know what to expect with the Florida Panthers. Don't allow that cross-ice defense to forward backdoor goal. That's an easy fix by the forward too, just to stay up on the defenseman. And if he gets that pass around you down low, you still got two guys down low. It's a 3-on-2 situation down low. It's more like a 3-on-3 with the goalie. But I digress. Now, in the Oilers power play in the overtime, I'm going to play it a little bit here. So you see how Hopkins has the puck here. This is perfectly set up. And this caters to what I'm saying about active defense by the Florida Panthers. You live by the activeness, you die by the activeness. Seth Jones has no effing business right here. Right here, Seth Jones is in no man's land. He shouldn't be there. 77 should be on this side of the face-off dot, if not playing Draisaitl man-to-man straight up, and Seth Jones should be playing man-to-man with McDavid straight up. As a coach, that is how I would play it. Yeah, they've got an extra guy, but who's the least likely person that's going to hurt you? Even if you want to take it a step further, even if you're Sasha Barkov, who's a dirtiest mother you-know-what that plays for the Florida Panthers, I seen him slew-foot a player yesterday. I saw him cross-check a few people behind the play. I see him interfere with a few people. Blatantly at the blue line, he's running people over, setting picks, and it's all legal. But hey, he's a Selke Award winner, all right. He gets a lot of benefit of the doubt being a captain for the Florida Panthers. Anyways, if I was Sasha Barkov, what a weird name for Alexander, but I'd be the guy on Draisaitl. I would let 77 take Perry, and I would let Marchand take Hopkins and Bouchard. Obviously, if you've watched enough of my videos, you've watched enough Oilers hockey, you know that Hopkins is the weak link on the power play. He's a puck turnover machine. So pressuring him with one guy is probably your best bet. That's perfect right here for Marchand. That's where I would have had Seth Jones watch McDavid, 77 up on Perry. Because honestly, I would just almost leave Perry alone. He's your least guy that's going to hurt you. And then I would have this, honestly, like, looking at all this now, I'd almost have Marchand on Bouchard, Jones on Hopkins, 77 on McDavid, and Sasha just controlling this. But I digress. None of that happened. So we're going to play forward. Beautiful bounce pass to Bouchard. See how we had this here? Now we've got two active Florida Panther defensemen. Super active, superly aggressive. We take advantage of that. So watch this here. Here again. Now we're talking about the thing I'm talking about. McDavid gets lost in the sauce of no man's land. He gets lost, and that helps the Oilers out. Because right here, now it's a 2-on-1 situation. Now, Hopkins has options. Option A, cross seam, and if you're making this pass, it needs to be. You need to whip that thing, like you need to hear the stick just snap, and that's how quick it needs to be to get to Draisaitl. And then with Draisaitl, he could easily get around Sasha, and now you got a 3-on-1 in front of the net, still 3-on-2 because I'm going to count the goalie in this, and you got yourself a goal no matter how you slice it, no matter how you pipe it. It's still going to be a goal. So he has options. Option A, skate it down to the danger zone, which if he does that, he's going to get bodied by Seth Jones, lose the puck, puck goes down the ice. We go into double OT. Now, option B, pass it cross ice to Draisaitl and let Draisaitl do his magic. Option C, sauce pass to Perry and hope Perry gets enough wood on it to kind of give a backhand pass to McDavid. That's an empty net goal. He doesn't do any of that. He holds on to it. Now we have ourselves a situation for number 77. Who's he going to go after? Again, remember what I said about overactive defense with Florida Panthers? Right here. Seth Jones has no fucking business being up here. Get back in front. Protect your fortress in front of the net. Protect your fortress in front of the net. Now, because he doesn't, he gets burned. And it is a nice bounce pass behind the back from Hopkins to Corey Perry. Beautiful play. And here, again, active defense by the Florida Panthers. 77, super active. But now he's in no man's land. So now you've got both your defensemen. You've got 77 and 3, both very active, out of position on the PK, leaving Barkov and Bobrovsky to watch Draisaitl and McDavid. And watch how quickly this works. See how quick that was? Perry one touches it to McDavid. McDavid one touches it to Draisaitl. Draisaitl back to the net. It's that quick. It's that quick, and the game's over. And the Oilers win in overtime 4-3. I'm going to let that play out. See how quickly this is. Like I'm talking about. Options. Bouchard touches down to Hopkins. Hopkins off the wall to Perry. Perry to McDavid. McDavid to Draisaitl. Back of the net. I'm not making stuff up when I tell you what I see on the ice. I saw that in real time. I've been seeing that a lot, and I saw that a lot last game, game 1, that the Edmonton Oilers took advantage of the very active Florida defense. On top of that, they hit. They hit. Ekblad after the game looked very pissy, looked very upset. Forsling after the game looked very upset because they were getting hit harder and later than any team before the Oilers were doing to them. Now, somebody in the broadcast on TNT said that the Florida Panthers looked tired. And this is another reason why I think this series is going to not go very long. Florida Panthers, after the second period, looked tired. They looked worn down. They looked like a team that had been through a battle. Bobrovsky looked tired. I'm not saying it, but I'm saying it. It's game 1 of a 7-game series, and Paul Maurice wants to make jokes about, well, we were down 2-0 to Toronto. Yeah, bud, you were. But, and this is the biggest but I can give you, the Toronto Maple Leafs are not the Edmonton Oilers. The Edmonton Oilers are not the Toronto Maple Leafs. They are two different teams built very differently. The Toronto Maple Leafs couldn't run you out of a wet paper bag. The Oilers will run you through a wall. They'll put their own bodies through the paces to get where they want to go. You're a stepping stone, Florida. A stepping stone. Now, again, Bobrovsky didn't look bad. He didn't play bad. Just like Skinner didn't look bad. He didn't play bad. Just sometimes a goalie needs to win and a goalie needs to lose. The way it is the way it is. Sometimes a team needs to win, sometimes a team needs to lose. Now, this is the best part about my night, and I can't wait to show you guys this. Now, we're going to pop back here. Check this graphic out. Thank you to Sportsnet for the information and the graphic. Bang. Now, I'll get rid of myself here. Obviously, I don't need to see me 24/7. It says here, the 2020 Oilers have scored a goal in the 2025 playoffs. Ties a franchise record, ties a league record for most players with a goal. Starting off with Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Corey Perry, Evan Bouchard, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Evander Kane, Zach Hyman, Connor Brown, Adam Henrique, Kasperi Kapanen, Matthias Janmark, Victor Arvidsson, Darnell Nurse, Vasily Podkolzin, Jake Wallman, Brett Kulak, John Klingberg, Trent Friedrich, Matthias Ekholm, and Jeff Skinner. Now let's look at that list very closely. Remember the guys that were brought in, and this is where I am going to bring up Stan Bowman and his brilliant fucking moves. Remember the guys he brought in? Jeffrey Skinner, Trent Friedrich, John Klingberg, Jake Wallman, Vasily Podkolzin, Victor Arvidsson, Kasperi Kapanen. These guys there that I just mentioned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven players. Yep, you're right. They're old. They're slow. Absolutely. Yeah. I guess it pays to be old and slow. But I just think it's interesting the Oilers are the only team that have 20 goal scorers. Depth upon depth upon depth upon depth. Florida's not too far behind. Florida's got 19 of them. But again, where was Matthew Tkachuk? I can tell you stats, and I think I shall. You shall. Yes, you shall know some stats. Stats don't lie. Hits, 51 apiece. Block shots, the Oilers had 21. Florida had 19. Power plays. Florida was 1 for 2 on the power play. Edmonton was 1 for 4. That doesn't make any sense. Florida had 3 power plays. Wow. They didn't count that third one because it wasn't an actual power play. It was 4 on 4. Anywhoosies, 1 for 2. Doesn't matter. 1 for 3, 1 for 2. Doesn't matter. Fact of the matter is, they suck. Now, I'm gonna give you some stat lines, and I don't want to hear any more about how deep Florida is and how good Florida is. Here's the negatives. Here's the plus minus on the night for the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers, because I'm an equal opportunist asshole. Starting off with the forwards. Sam Reinhart, -1, 29 minutes of ice time. Alexander Barkov, -1, 26 minutes of ice. Luosterainen, -1, 21 minutes of ice. Sam Bennett, 2 goals, was a 0, 22 minutes of ice. Godric, 0, 6 minutes of ice. Lundell, 0, 19 minutes of ice. Rodriguez with an assist, 23 minutes of ice. Matthew Tkachuk, 1 assist, 22 minutes of ice. Verhaeghe, 0. Tkachuk was also 0, 23 minutes of ice. Brad Marchand, 1 goal, 0, 20 minutes of ice. Boquist, 0, 7 minutes of ice time. Nosak, 0, 10 minutes of ice time. Now let's move on to the defense. Ekblad, -2, 33 minutes of ice time. Forsling, -2, 32 minutes of ice time. Kulikov, 0, 18 minutes of ice time. Schmidt, 2 assists, 0, 17 minutes of ice time. Seth Jones, +1, 30 minutes of ice time. Mikkola, +1, 26 minutes of ice time. I like that. I like the fact that Paul Maurice thinks he can use his whole defensive core. Can't trust his fourth line, though, can he, on the road? That's going to come back to hurt. That's going to come back to hurt. When you've got your forwards at 29, 26, 23, 23, 22, 22, 21, 20. That's going to hurt. I'm looking forward to that suck. Now, triversely, let's go check out the Oilers plus minus. Kasperi Kapanen, 2 assists plus 2, 20 minutes of ice time. Evander Kane plus 2, 22 minutes of ice time. Janmark plus 1, 14 minutes of ice time. Draisaitl, 2 goals plus 1, 28 minutes of ice time. Arvidsson plus 1, 14 minutes of ice time. Podkolzin plus 1, 13 minutes of ice time. Corey Perry, 0, 21 minutes of ice time. Connor McDavid, 0, 31 minutes of ice time. Adam Henrique, -1, 15 minutes of ice time. Trent Friedrich, -1, 13 minutes of ice time. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, -1, 23 minutes of ice time. Connor Brown, -2, 18 minutes of ice time. Oilers trust their top. Top to bottom, the Oilers are trusted. Now we'll go to the defense because that is also important. Bouchard, 1 assist plus 2, 31 minutes of ice time. Ekholm, plus 2, 25 minutes of ice time. Nurse was a 0 with 25 minutes of ice time. Klingberg was a 0 with 23 minutes of ice time. Kulak was a -1 with 25 minutes of ice time. Wallman was a -1 with 23 minutes of ice time. There's no drop. There's no drop. This coach trusts everybody at all situations. Go, go, go. Line 1, go. Line 2, go. 3, go. 4, go. Deef, deef, deef. The discrepancies and the drop-off between the Florida Panthers' top 4 defense and the top and the bottom 2, you may not think it's much. You may not think that 26 minutes to 17 is big. You may not think that 26 to 18 is big. That's half a period. That's half a period. I'll break it down even further. Shifts. 42 shifts for Jones, 43 for Mikla, 27 for Kulikov, 25 for Schmid, 39 for Ekblad, 38 for Forsling. Reason number 3 why the Florida Panthers are cooked. I said it on the onset of this series. The Oilers are got home ice advantage. They're not going to go down 3-0 to the Florida Panthers. They're just not. Now we know the worst that can happen in Game 2 is we get a split. So what? Florida did their job. They got a split. Now the Oilers go to Florida, win there, you got to split. Win Game 3, you got to split for Game 4. And then it becomes a 3-game series where you have 2 of them at home. Like I said, all things Oilers. All things, it's just coming up, Edmonton. Here's a little graphic again, and I'm going to leave you with a video, and then I'm going to go out and go bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 6 o'clock Mountain. Oilers, Panthers, Game 2. Like I said, 4-3 Edmonton over Florida. Oilers win. Bennett, Marchand gets his 5th on the power play. Bennett gets his 12th. Bobrovsky's 42 for 46. 913 save percentage. Draisaitl is 8th. Arvidsson is 2nd. Ekholm is 1st. Draisaitl is 9th. Power play. Game-winning goal. Stuart Skinner, 29 out of 32. By the by, with that power play goal, Draisaitl is now 1 goal away from setting an NHL record for most goals in an overtime in one playoff stretch. He came into these playoffs with 0 playoff goals. He now has 3. He scores 1 more, he'll be a record holder for something else again in these playoffs in the NHL. Anyway, enjoy this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. My name is Matt for OilersFanReaction. Thank you for watching if you're still here. Greatly appreciate it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Doses.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I am taking it home with me. Home with me. And there is nothing you can do to stop me.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I am taking it home with me. Home with me. And there is nothing you can do to stop me.